In this video, we're going to add a custom table view cell. This is going to allow us to further style and add features to our app. In the last video, we were able to set the built-in text label that comes with the cell. In order to get a more custom look, let's add two labels of our own, one for title and one for overview. I'm going to head down here to the object library and grab a UI label and drag it up into my cell here. I'm going to use Option and drag down here to clone that label. I'm going to increase the size of the cell by dragging it down here. And let's increase the size of this label since this is where our overview is going to go. So I'll write title up here and overview down here. Now with the title, we can style it a little bit by going up here to what looks like the DJ slider and up the font a bit, and we can give it a nice bold style. We can also set the number of lines for the title. This one is set to 1. I think that's probably pretty good for a title. Our overview, on the other hand, we're going to want to set that to 0. Now, when you set it to 0, it actually allows it to have as many lines as possible that will fit in the space you provide for the text label. Now that we've added the object elements onto our cell, it's time to make the custom cell class. I'm going to head over to the left-hand side here, and I'm going to click on this movie viewer folder, and I'm going to say add new group. We'll call this group views, and this is where we'll put our custom cell. This is just to keep us organized. So if I right-click on this, I can say new file, and we'll choose iOS source Cocoa Touch, and we want this to be UI table view cell. So this is a subclass of UI table view cell, and we're going to call this movie cell. And this is the same name we used for the reuse identifier also. Go ahead and click next. And while we're over here making things more organized, I'm also going to right-click here and add a new group for my view controller here. Even though we only have one, it's good practice to add folders for items like this so you can keep organized. Now, I just need to link and associate this movie cell file with our movie cell that we have in Storyboard. Now, if I click on the movie view cell, I can head over here to the driver's license, right? Driver's license tells you who you are, it's your identity, and we're going to set the class here to movie cell. In order to bring up my custom cell file, I'll need to actually click somewhere within the cell. Unfortunately, you can't just click on the cell. You need to click on, say, the content view or the title label. Now, if I go up here, I have two choices. I have either Movies View Controller or Movies Cell. If I click on Movies Cell, I see my movie cell file. Now, just like we do for anything in the storyboard that we want to be able to talk to or set programmatically, we need to make an outlet. So I'm going to control drag from the title label here, and we'll call this title label, and we'll do the same for the overview. Awesome. Now let's head back to the Movies View Controller. We want to be able to set the contents of the title label and the overview label. So what I'd like to do is say something like this: cell.title label, but you can see it's not auto-completing. It's not seeing that title label. Well, let's change that. We need to downcast the cell we've defined here to be the specific class or type movie cell. Now, what that allows us to do is actually say cell.title label. You can see now that that's available to us. So title label.text equals title. And this is where we were using the built-in text label. I'm going to delete that because we don't need that anymore. Let's see what the key for accessing the overview is. I can see that the key for returning the overview actually is overview. Well, that's convenient. So up here, I can say something like let overview equal movie, and then use the syntax with the square brackets and the quotation marks, overview, and as string. And just like we did for the title, we can say cell.overviewLabel.text equals overview. All right, let's go ahead and run this and see what it looks like. Awesome, you can see we've got our titles and our overviews. Now, one thing that you may notice is that it's truncating some of our overviews. They're too long. What we'd like is the cell to auto adjust, but that is the subject of a future video. In the next video, we'll add the movie poster images to our cell.